Well, hello there again, friends. Today is 3/31/2022, and today is the Odin Project Vlog Day 84. And today I went over uh, using Flexbox and Grid, and I'm 95% complete with this. So just about finished with this section. And this module here, using Flexbox and Grid, is basically just really short actually, and there's just a few short articles to read in the assignments and a video by Wes Boss, and it actually reads pretty quick. It's just basically talking about the pros and cons of each. We kind of touched on it a little bit a couple videos ago, I think, but the pros and cons of using Flexbox versus using Grid, and you can actually combine them and use them together in a very powerful way. And there's some code pen descriptions in here. Show here's an example of using Flexbox and Grid together. So in this example, I believe this one is, I believe the gold is the Flexbox. This has got a Flexbox outer, and then it's Grid on the inside, I believe. Yes. Nope. Backwards. The outside is Grid, and the inside is Flexbox. You can do it either way, actually. But this particular example, see, you got your layout for Grid, and then your child is a Flexbox. So yeah. So grid, and then Flexbox is on the inside. And there's the reason why you would do it that way, and it's talked about in this article, or this reading here, and then the assignment section. There's no coding today. It's just reading and listening. So it's going to be a short video today. I'm just going to go over the knowledge check real quick, and then we'll have a quick discussion on where we're going from here. So the first knowledge check says, when might you use Flexbox over Grid? And it says, one way to think about the different uses of Grid and Flexbox is to consider whether your design originates with the content or from the overall layout. If you're starting with the content and working from the smallest part forward, then a developer is going to use a content-first design. This is a great opportunity to use Flexbox because of the flexibility it provides in manipulating code in a one dimension along either row or column. So that's kind of the idea there. And then the opposite for Grid is if you have a specific layout you want to adhere to, and you're not so much concerned, even though Grid can do content layout type design stuff. If that's kind of like a second requirement to you, and your overall requirement is very specific, rigid layout, then Grid's going to be your way to go, because as we've learned, grids can be one-dimensional, but we've been learning the two-dimensional method with using explicitly stating both columns and rows. So that kind of answers the first two knowledge checks. And then why would you use both of them together? And so I kind of already talked about it in a minute, but just to go in a little more detail, say you want your overall layout to be Grid, but you want the Grid items to act as Flex parents. This way, the Grid items can be moved around using the precise two-dimensional placement that Grid allows for, also while allowing the content inside the Grid items to be capable of freely moving about using Flex. So basically, and it talks about it in articles too in more depth, but basically what they're saying is you create the grid here to get the two-dimensional layout aspect that you want. But and that would get these grid items to easily and effortlessly look like this. And then you use Flex because say the content in here is not so pretty, and you're trying to center it and put spacing in between it, and you're not wanting to use margin and padding because that can distort and cause unknown problems in resizing and responsive issues. So you would use Flexbox to basically enable, you do Flexbox on these excuse me, these grid cells, and then they in themselves would become um, flexes that you can do all the stuff we've already been doing Flexbox with, grow, shrink, wrap, no wrap, that sort of thing. And it will stay, because it's a grid, also it will behave and stay within, the beauty of that is it won't spill over and overflow because it'll stay within inside this grid item parameter. So that's kind of the cool part of using them together. Since at this point, I don't know if I have a personal preference as far as whether I like grid better or flex, because we've used grid so little. We've learned a lot in the last couple videos together, but I don't know if I personally feel like I like one or the other. I do like grid for the simplicity of layout, though. I will agree with some of the authors' articles here that talk about how grid is really designed for that 2D, and it can do 1D as well. It's one-dimensional, but the two-dimensional with the rows and columns, man, grid does it so much better and easier than Flexbox. But Flexbox gives you flexibility that grid doesn't. Like, for instance, as you know, when you do a grid, unless you start doing weird spanning stuff, your grids are all going to be the same width and height that you defined in your template at the top. So, so they're not as flexible as the Flexbox. Flexbox, as we know, you can flex gross, flex shrink, flex basis. You can do all these different things that will change the behavior of one individual Flexbox. It's very, very nice to have that flexibility, pun intended. And then they have basically a closing argument there. And that's basically it. Short and sweet video. The next lesson is going over and completing a project, admin dashboard, and we'll go over that in the next video. Where we go from here. So I am probably going to. I'm not for sure on this, but I have had thoughts of. I haven't taken a break in a little while, so I'm thinking of taking tomorrow, which is Friday, off. We'll see. And not creating a video because I don't want to get started on this admin dashboard and then have to put it down for a little while. The reason I say that is because Saturday is my my son's birthday party, and we have a big day planned for him, for friends and family, and so I definitely won't be available to do anything on Saturday. And then Sunday, I don't know, that may be catch-up day, and cleanup day, getting ready for the work week, etc. So I don't know if I'll have time to do this on Sunday. And then all next week, Monday to Monday, I'm on call for work, and it can be brutal. I'm a 24/7 on call person, so when I am on call. So I think I might hang on to this project dashboard and not start it till maybe Monday, and then just kind of go from there day by day, depending on how many calls I get for work, off hours. So yeah, so I just want to let you guys know that, because I know last time I took a break, some of you guys were kind of concerned about me, and I appreciate the concern, wondering where I was at and when I was going to come back, because when I got ill, that just things happen. So I just want to let you know up front here that I may be taking a little bit of a break. So, but I'll probably for sure come back Monday or Tuesday and start working on admin dashboard, so if not sooner. So just want to let you know that that's kind of some things I'm thinking of. So I know a little boring video today. There's no nothing to do in the editor, and it's just kind of a discussion, but I love all you guys. I appreciate all the new subscribers. I see you. I see your comments. I read every single comment that you guys put out there, and I try my best to respond to ones when you're asking for help or whatever. I just try my best. So but thank you for all the new subscribers, and there are like 63% of you out there who peruse my content that are not subscribed. So if you would please consider subscribing, it would help me out greatly. I'd appreciate it a lot. So with all that said, please like, share, and subscribe for more content, and let me know in the comments how you guys are doing so far and where you're at with Grid. So with all that said, till next time, see ya.